All right, welcome back. It's late August 64. So basically, national morale is at 52. I'm going to bring up the objective screen, and I suspect the Union's going to be about 110. Oh, wow, they're actually up to 120. We'd lose at 25, so we could still have a ways to go, um, on down. However, we cannot there's really nowhere we're allowed to move our capital, which is interesting. Um, so we either basically hold Richmond, um, or we lose the game. I mean, effectively. So the other thing that kind of was interesting is the option for colored troops is now available, and there are three options: arming slaves, conscripting slaves, or full emancipation. This one costs 10 national morale, but it gives you and 300 victory points a year. But it gives you 15 foreign entry and 200 conscripts. Um, Arming the slaves would give 125 a year, um, and mini slave or conscripting mini slaves, I guess, gives you 200. So there's some options. I'm actually not going to do anything this turn because what I've done is um, we've used all of our war supply and actually almost all of our money that we had raised last turn to get 6 elite, 23 regular, 3 light, 12 cavalry, 1 raider, and then 2 and 2. So we basically use all of our. We don't need war supplies. There's actually nothing we can do for a couple turns on big recruitment. So the general idea is we're going to send Wilcox's division will continue to go into Richmond, and that will give us 4 divisions and Breckinridge's corps. Lee will move back and take over that defense. We're going to leave Manchester basically completely undefended, um, and we're going to send um, the forces that have basically been pretty much nearly wiped out um, from Manchester here into Burkeville. We really have to be able to hold Burkeville since it produces a lot of our supply to eat. Longstreet will attempt to hold Petersburg while Ewell's Corps is in the town, just basically recovering. So that is all the general idea. Of course, we'll actually kind of see if it actually will work. I don't know what they'll do. He could attack Richmond. He could, try to move around and get farther south, or attack Petersburg more, or try to take Burkeville, which is basically undefended right now. Hoke's division is going to continue kind of like on south and is going to walk towards Wilmington. Our small cavalry division will move into Charleston, South Carolina, which is basically undefended at this current moment. I kind of screwed this up last time, so Mosby's battalion will try to go through here with offensive on to then take the depot and burn it. In the kind of Alabama, Georgia region, Johnston's army is going to move back. We don't have enough rail for them, but move back here and kind of go towards Montgomery. We're going to go ahead and rail Claiborne's powerful corps out and move them all the way into here to take up a defensive position to defend what may be a river crossing this turn. I was actually really surprised they didn't do a river crossing last turn, excuse me. So we'll see what happens. Mobile still continues to be held by the 2.5 divisions. Texas, we're going to kind of take up our new positions now that we've we took Beaumont from the Union to hold Galveston and Houston. And then we do have a relatively small force kind of up here in, actually, let me, since when I see these guys. We do have a relatively small force up here, about a division holding Malvern, Arkansas. So that's kind of what we have. A few other moves. We're going to try to actually, here's one. We're going to try to destroy the railroad. Otherwise, there won't be any. That's not a good move. Yeah, so those are basically the big moves of the turn. Yep. Okay. So let's run the turn and see if Richmond holds. Okay. So morale's down to 48. We lost 7 in battles. So let's take a look at the battles. Basically, Johnson did not. Oh wow! Like there's really not a whole lot left power-wise with Johnson. Basically, Johnson was not able to get out of Atlanta in time, or actually, it was this region here, I think. So he basically lost battle. Let me see if I can show you to here. Yep, here it is. It's about 2-1 losses on our end. So yeah, so there is Johnson's force. Looks like, oops. Looks like most of the divisions are still intact. The Union did not. The Union did not cross here, so we're still in. Yeah, we're still in control of the river crossing. The other big battle was Grant stormed through and defeated our forces in Burkeville and actually made it all the way to Petersburg. Interestingly, the depot here was not. I mean, the railroad was not actually fixed. So we have basically Longstreet's force, and now we have our force that has somewhat recovered here in Richmond, but no actual rail connection between the various forces. Henrico was not attacked, so basically we're kind of like just holding the trenches here, basically. So here is let's take a look at German Corps. They were able to they were able to recover. They were able to recover somewhat. So here's how they. This is how they currently look. So yeah, let me show you that battle. The division that kind of went to hold Burkeville was basically completely destroyed, and then Longstreet arrived and did pretty well, but as you can see, not near enough to actually win the battle. Yep, those were the big moves, the big battles. I saw the big moves. I saw a little bit of movement over here in Texas, so the Union force has kind of moved out a little bit, as you can see here. So, but we're basically still holding Galveston and Houston. So we're basically surrounded in Virginia, which is probably where the game is basically going to end since we can't move our capital. We were not able to hold Camden. or Brookfield, so we don't really have that. We don't really have a lot of supply um, being produced. Then, I mean, Richmond does produce quite a bit. You can see 149 there, but it's not going to be near. It's not going to be near enough to actually supply us. And let's see what we have up here. We have 750, so we have enough for a few turns. Unfortunately, I don't think Petersburg actually produces a huge amount. It produces a little bit. 115, 750, 149. Yeah, I'm not sure why it's not coming up, but all right, that's pretty much the turn. It's possible the next turn could be. Well, we'll have to see. We'll have to wait and see. But definitely things are looking bad in Virginia. You can see we don't really have any. We don't really actually have any supplies stockpiled in Petersburg, but we do have quite a. We do have some there stockpiled in Richmond. Okay, see you next time.